Figuring out how to save and best manage your finances can seem like a daunting task, but with the right tools and resources to help, you don't have to go through it alone. Save Credit Union wants financial wellness for you and are here to help you every step of the way. Joining us this morning is Financial Wellness Manager Hector Madueño. Welcome, Hector.
Well, good morning.
Good morning. We're happy to have you on. So first, tell us a bit about what you do at Safe Credit Union.
Thank you. Well, I have the distinct honor and privilege to lead a team that brings financial education out to the community. So we go out and conduct workshops, webinars for people in person, live, to help them make sense of the financial world.
Yeah, I think that's so important to have those resources. And financial education is very important for everyone. When should people start to learn about it?
Oh, goodness. That's always a tricky question. I am a huge advocate for learning it as early as possible. And it's a daunting prospect, right? Teaching a child about financial education. But your kids will tell you when. A 5-year-old, for example, you're at the grocery store, they'll ask you for candy, they'll ask you for toys. And that's a great opportunity to introduce financial concepts like want versus need. This costs money, yes, but what's the benefit to you? So I'm a huge advocate for as soon as possible.
Okay, I like that. I like the explanation because my dad would just tell me no, but I didn't get the financial reasoning for it. So that would have helped. What financial basics should teens and young adults know as they enter adulthood?
Budgeting, 100% budgeting, how to construct a budget, the purpose of the budget. People hear budget and they think it's a bad word, that it constrains you. It doesn't. It gives you the freedom to actually manage, it gives you financial freedom. It's the first step to that. And a big part would be how to adapt your budget as your income grows over time to make sure you're meeting your short and long-term goals.
What kind of financial education does SAFE provide?
All manners of financial education. So we provide entry-level concepts such as budgeting, what is credit, intermediate subjects, how to wisely use your credit cards, how to avoid scams and frauds, and even more advanced topics such as buying a home or planning for retirement. And we offer this education through in-person workshops, webinars, through our Perfect Sense podcast, all manners of education.
Yeah, so many options for people to get to be financially educated. What can parents do to get their children prepared to handle finances?
Having conversations about money can be tough, but there are avenues. One thing that I would highly recommend for all parents to do is to set up a minor account for your child and introduce them to your local staff at the branch. Branches are full of people like me who are eager to help, eager to share knowledge, so that would be a good way.
And I understand that there's a big day coming up for credit unions this week, International Credit Union Day. Tell us about that. How will you be celebrating?
Absolutely. So International Credit Union Day is a day when credit unions take time to celebrate their accomplishments and contributions, and SAFE is no different. We plan to celebrate our contributions to the community and to talk about our philanthropic efforts, our education efforts, and our volunteerism. We're going to be having a special 1-year anniversary episode on our podcast where I and a few other guests will be there talking about it. We're also going to have a contest on Facebook where members will be able to nominate nonprofits. And the selected winners will receive $500, and the non-for-profits will also receive $500.
Wow.
So just another small example of how we enrich those communities.
Yeah, and back to the conversation of financial education, one thing I remember growing up was like that transition going into college and understanding loans and just kind of FAFSA. Is that something else that Safe Credit Union can help people with as well, making sure they're educated on it?
Yes, we provide education in all manners of lending concepts, student loans. So as I mentioned, all this information is on safe.com. And the big thing about it is whether you're a member or not, this education is free, and we do encourage people to take advantage of that.
All right, what's one message you'd like everyone to take away today?
Oh, goodness. I would say that everybody's budget is different. And, financial wellness is not necessarily dictated by income. I know people who make well above 6 figures a year who are not necessarily financially stable. I know people who make less than 50,000 that are. The biggest element of distinction is education. And I would encourage everyone to seek out resources. As I mentioned earlier, credit unions enrich the communities they serve, whether you're a member or not. The education we provide is free, so I would encourage people to seek it out and see if there's a webinar that fits for you.
Alrighty, Hector, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's my pleasure.
And for more information, like you mentioned, you can visit safecu.org.